Okay. Showtime! I'd say welcome, but I don't really, I'd be disingenuous if I said that. My prelude was of 3 or 4 minutes of talking to you, which was off camera. But I will state that we have an unusual group because there's 5 women here. And that's probably the most women we've had in 15 years. Because it's got its own inherent problems, which I already discussed, which we don't need to discuss on YouTube. But the seminar won't change. It just as if any of you were nuns or rabbis or priests or whatever. It doesn't make any difference to me. I don't see color. All I see is meatheads. And they think that I'm the last. I'm the last saloon on the last road of the last town. I'm your last fucking chance. There isn't any other. You wouldn't fucking be here if anything else in your miserable cunt-like life had worked. I'm it. I'm Dodge City. And I'm the last motherfucking saloon. So you're either going to make it work here or you might as well swallow a revolver, metaphorically speaking. I don't want anybody swallowing a gun, although most of you deserve it, metaphorically speaking. If love got the job done, kids, you wouldn't fucking be here. If you're nurturing parents, giving some of you the benefit of the doubt, and love had worked, you wouldn't fucking be here. Of course, we wouldn't have wars. We wouldn't have the rocket man up in North Korea. We wouldn't have any of this shit. But love doesn't fucking work. It has never worked since Cain and motherfucking Abel. And for those of you that think so, you ought to, again, metaphorically swallow a gun. We're going to show you the shit that works. You're going to get the best practices from almost 25 years of teaching meatheads like you and almost 50 years that I've practiced. This is the best. You're not going to get any better practices to follow. You're going to get templates, processes, procedures, and you're still going to fuck it up. Because some of you, not just, but you're here. You're better than the people that are watching on YouTube. Some of you, even here, are only pretending to want to be successful. And this is your last attempt at pretending. It's like taking drugs in the 60s, which I didn't do. Used to go to parties in the 60s, 70s, and they'd be lining up cocaine. Senators, governors, priests, I'm sorry to say, being a good little Catholic boy that I am, all snorting at it, doing a line, because it was a thing to do. Self-help now, personal development now, is the thing to do. We're going to spend a good hour talking about how self-help and personal development is a load of shite. Because if it worked, it doesn't. Ted Nicholas, God love him, told me 25 years ago when I was getting ready to go in this business, one of the great marketing minds of the last 50, 100 years, he said, Dan, the personal development business is $1 billion business. $1 going around to 1 billion fucking poor bastards. And that's what it is. Because if it worked, you wouldn't be here, would you? And I'm not going to slag off any particular person, but most of them aren't worth a shit. Most of them aren't worth a shit. But if you're serious about creating wealth, generational wealth, you came to the right fucking place. And yes, I own this place, and there's no depth, as the Europeans would say. And we've produced hellaciously overwhelming results. And I'm happy to say, proud to say, that the largest deal in recorded history, the largest motherfucker since beginning of motherfucking time, $500 billion motherfucking dollars, is headed by who? a QLA mentee, Dr. Klaus Kleinfeld, who I trained, the super mega city of the future. Why'd they pick Klaus? They couldn't have picked a better guy. Because he believes in the future, he believes in humanity, and I don't. I trained him, but I don't. I'd be a hypocritical cocksucker if I told you I believed in that shite. I don't. I believe you want to save the motherfucking world, make a lot of motherfucking money, then go save the motherfucking world. Like Mr. and Mrs. Gates, like Mr. Warren Buffett, at all. They weren't saving the world when they were building their businesses. You can't find one son of a bitch that was saving the world while they were building their wealth. That's a Trumpism. That's a Trump exaggeration. But almost none. And a year ago today, I predicted when Donald Trump was elected President of the United States that it was the greatest motherfucking transformation of wealth since World War motherfucking II. And even before that, I said if he's serious about being president, he will rock the motherfucking world. Walk the planet was a direct quote. And what the fuck has happened? $5.5 trillion added to just the U.S. stock market. Unemployment at a 17-year low in America. And what have your other fucking cocksucker gurus told you in the meantime? The American market's going to cruise through 25,000 like I took a shit this morning. And if he stays in office, it'll cruise through 30 like I just took a piss before I came in here. And how are you going to benefit? How are the fucking morons on YouTube going to benefit? They're not on YouTube. I'm the last chance you've got. This is it, sweetheart. I will insult most of you, if not all of you. I will hurt your feelings. I will demean you. And that's just the way life is. Sexual harassment suits can line up over here. Because I don't give a fuck. As I told University of Toronto, God love him, recently I spoke, and I was calling not to be nasty. Hey, sweetheart, what was your question again? When I was at Oxford. Hey, Blondie. Hey, you with the big tits. I'm not trying to be a fashion. That's just the way I talk. I talk like every man in this fucking room thinks. And if you think any different, you're a fucking brain dead. And the things that Donald Trump, current president, said 15 years ago when they did that tape on him, there's not a man that's got a pair of balls that hasn't said, thought exactly what he said. Well, I'd like to squeeze those tits. Political correctness is a manifestation of a lack of self-esteem. Now, I just heard, nothing's confirmed, that I may be on a famous female talk show. We'll see. If they've done their homework, they won't want me. Because I'm going to chop them up like fucking chopped liver. I'm going to slap those bitches. I'm going to be, it'll be a thing of fucking beauty. I may even pitch him on the tit. On fucking national television. Just like every one of you cocksuckers in this audience. The men, not the women. Well, we've had, I'm not here, I don't care if you like men, if you're a man, or if you like women, if you're a woman. I don't give a shit about that. But for the most part, when I make these vulgarities about men touching women, it's men touching women, not women touching women, just so I clarify that in the beginning. I may be on yet another talk show. But it's like I was, Princeton, I think. Is it Princeton, Kat, that has put me off till EJ till next year? No, Princeton or Yale or one of the U.S. schools. Anyway, because they thought about it. I'm still waiting to hear from Columbia. Although my first talk last year to a university was Oxford. I thought it was a joke. They called me, this got to be a fucking joke. I said, is my Rhodes Scholarship coming late? 50 years late? Did it get lost in the mail? Lost in the post? No, we want you to talk here. It was great. And that got me thinking, well, fuck. First of all, if you go to a place like Oxford, you can't go to school there and not feel like an elitist. It's impossible. They were very nice to Sally and I. Really great, the 2 days we were there. But you can't possibly feel like anything but an elitist. They are elitist. They are smarter. They are richer. They are better than you. And they act that way. They've been better than you for 1,000 fucking years. Similar at University of Toronto, one of the top 25 schools on the planet. Very nice. But you go walk around that campus, it's not quite like Oxford, but it's kind of like Oxford. I mean, it's unbelievable. Now, I went to school, a place you got to explain about, which the school hates me now because I've been saying that for 25 years. Although 25 years ago, I was the alumni of the year of a school you got to explain about. We have 2 people from that university here this week. 2. Unfucking believable. I'll be making a lot of fun of them during the week, but we have 2 people that went to the same university I did. And we have 1 person that graduated 1 year before I taught there. If you had graduated a year late, you probably wouldn't need this fucking seminar. If you'd taken my class. This is it, kids. And I'm saying it for the record. The mentor program's free for the next 12 months. So if I don't like what you're doing, or you're just making it like a vacation, I throw you out. There's a reason why it's free, but the weekly reports that I comment on every week, and the Zoom calls, etc., but it's free. But don't take it because it's free like it's not serious, because it is serious. It will be the thing that ascertains whether you make it or not. Whether you make it or not. We also have as I already alluded to, two of the kids that are here this week, part of your group, were part of a very special group. I didn't know how special they were until I was discussing it with one of them earlier this evening, that they have, some real stars in that group. One of which is the teenage millionaire, Josh, that was here just before he turned 18. He was 17 when he came to the seminar. And I recently met his parents. Sally and I had dinner with his parents in Washington, D.C. And after meeting his parents, I thought his parents must be something special, because you just don't produce 17-year-old kids like that. Boy, was I right. I mean, his parents got their shit together. They did almost everything right. Whereas your parents did almost every mother fucking thing wrong. And it was great to meet Josh's parents. So we've got from Josh, a teenage millionaire, to Klausy, $500 billion deal. We got everything in between. And now, in recent years, with all the processes and the tools that we have and the webinars, and we're gonna test live feed for a few days, for a few minutes each day to see how it works. But we're not giving the seminar live feed, morons, because meatheads have already been asking me about that. That's not going to happen. But we're testing to see. We're trying to test to make from live feed the seminar more efficient. And every once in a while, out of 10 million comments, I get one good one from the meatheads. Every once in a while, a blind hog will get a fucking acorn. Everybody understand? Now, for those of you that English isn't a first language, That's not my problem. I don't give a shit. Just so you understand that. So if you can't understand me, you either ask a question, and there are such things as stupid questions. It's not that I won't answer your stupid question, but you'll never ask another fucking stupid question again. You'll think about what you ask. Are there any questions? Well, as they say in Scotland, let's go et. And I gave you a link about how to eat not like a pig. I know none of you looked at it. And you were raised by pigs. It's from the outside in. It's from down, up, down. When you walk in, you wait till Sally sits down. You stand behind, there's a nameplate. And the nameplates shift every day. You stand until she sits. You stand behind your chair. Just like if she was the motherfucking queen. We're going to teach you some fucking manners that you haven't got already. And you don't start eating until she starts eating. Let's go et.